Hello everyone, welcome to my Flosstube channel where I share my favourite hobby, cross stitch. I'm Diane and it's Wednesday the 8th of July. I can't believe it's July already. I don't know where the time went, June just seemed to vanish. And this is my Flosstube video number 5 or episode number 5. I see a lot of Flosstubers now calling them episodes, which I kind of like because it is a story. Now, if you're returning, thank you very much for coming back. And if this is the first time you're checking out my channel, I hope you find something you like. Perhaps I should say something about the style of embroidery that I like. There isn't one. I like all kinds of things. I don't have a favourite fabric. I'll stitch on linen, even weave and Aida. I'll stitch kits, I'll stitch from charts, I'll stitch patterns, borders, pictures, full coverage. I don't particularly like backstitch, but I don't mind it. I don't mind doing French knots or beading. It's just whatever that takes my fancy at the time. My only rule is that I must enjoy it. And this stems from my past hobbies, which were mainly sewing and knitting, where I made clothes and sweaters and curtains. They were always things that were useful. And even when I did modelling or flower arranging, it was always decorations for the home, for the holiday, always with a purpose. And somehow cross-stitch, although I liked it, it always felt like I was being perhaps a little frivolous with time. And whenever my husband saw cross-stitch, he would ask, what are you going to do with it? Because he doesn't like seeing cross-stitch around the house. And that sort of just stumped me, so I didn't do a lot. And then I saw Flosstube about 4 years ago, and I saw all these people stitching with multiple whips and having a great time. And sometimes they wouldn't finish the whip, it would go into timeout because it was displeasing. And sometimes when they finished things, they just went into a box of shame under the bed, and it was all right. Not a single one of those Flosstubers looked like they had any guilt for doing such a frivolous hobby. And that's when I did a 180-degree turnabout in my choices, and I decided then I would cross-stitch, and it being fun would be enough. It took me about 2 years to really indoctrinate myself into not feeling guilty that I was wasting my time being frivolous, but I've done it. So now I have the rule, as long as I enjoy it, it's good. Just check my notes. So my biggest whip is this craft room. I haven't done a lot the last 2 weeks because I thought, yeah, I want to stitch, but I did make a purchase. I bought this. It's actually a pipe holder. You can see the holes to put tobacco pipes in. I think it's made of oak, and I'm going to use it for my scissors, and it really is quite heavy. And that was about it for the craft room. I didn't do anything else. Now, stitching. Thea Gouverneur's Peace Rose. I've got this done, and this done, and I've started a bit here. Just dropping everything first. I've got this leaf, oh, put that there behind it. I've got this leaf done, and a bit of the rose here. So it's coming on. It occurs to me that I never ever showed you the flosses for this. And they're a bit of a mess. But, if you look, you can see there's a few yellows and greens, but there's also quite a few pinky peaches in there. And there's actually 79 colours. 79 colours there. My other whip, I just dropped it on the floor, excuse me. is another Thea Gouverneur. It's St. George. This is my Leap Day Sal, and I'm stitching it on Ada. Sorry, I should have been ready, shouldn't I? I have to look to see which way it goes up. I've got this much done this last 2 weeks. And if we look at the kit, the picture, I'm just starting on that, oops, that piece of brown. There we are. Sorry, I'm not really good at this, am I? I was just to get down to that piece of brown there. And again, I realised I never showed you all of the colours that go with that. Not really. So there's some browns and there's a surprising amount of blues. I think that's perhaps the dragon. And there's those. And there's about 4 or 5 metallics which I've kept separate so that they stay neat and tidy. And that's 82 colours in that one. Yeah, I think at the end of this video I'll do a Thea Gouverneur unboxing. I'll open up a new kit and show you what you get in the kit and what you don't get. I see quite a few go on sale second hand, and sometimes they've been started and then just packed up, so I think perhaps people are being overwhelmed by what they get. I'll show you later. And then there's my popcorn. Oh, I've got a lot of shine today. This I'm going to turn into some kind of card somehow for my mum and dad for their wedding anniversary, which is in October. And I got all the green done and some of the autumn leaves and a bit more of the back stitching. I think that's coming on quite nicely. I'm pleased with that. And then acquisitions. Of course, there's always something. I bought this kit. It's a Cat and Dog Chorus, I think. Yeah, Cats and Dogs Chorus by DMC. I've got a dog and a cat, and it would be so nice if they sat down together and didn't hiss or growl. And the cat occasionally, when she comes up to the dog, she wants to pat him in the face. Not a good idea, that dog's got big teeth. But I didn't pay full price, obviously. I got it second hand, and I'm really glad. I'll try and show you up close. It's going to be on 14 count Ada, but look at that Ada. And I did take it out of the packet and have a look. It's not faded, it's just woven like that, so I won't be using that. That's not pretty at all. And the other thing I got, I saw it a while ago and hummed and hawed whether I should get it, is this one. It's the same pattern, and this is Folkart A, which is stitched on linen with 2 Waterlily Caron collection types of threads. And I've got the B, which is stitched on a really lovely soft off-white cotton, 1 colour Venus and 1 Waterlilies from the Caron collection, Fiesta. And I was reading up about the Waterlilies. The advice they give is to wash the skein before you even start using it to get rid of any loose dye. It's actually that way up. There we are. I'm really enjoying it. You can see the soft variegation there. Yeah, to wash it first before you start stitching with it, and then when you've finished stitching, you can wash your project again without the dye bleeding. And I was quite surprised. The information they gave said with the Waterlilies that it's hand-dyed floss, and you have between 2 to 7 colours with it. Sorry, this is a bit of a mess now because I've unravelled it. See if I can get this unravelled. And each strand, there's all kinds of colours in there. There's blues, there's greys, there's sort of off greens, oranges, reds. do that. Can you see better? Yeah, for each strand there are 12 strands, if you see what I mean. So it's going to be, yeah, I'm going to start the next piece of the, I should be able to get this done better, shouldn't I, by now? There we go. So I think for the next part of the motif, I'm going to cut myself a new piece of this floss, because I don't want everything to be in just grey with a bit of brown. I think I'll go for something with red and orange in it. My notes. And that's it. That's it for my stitching stuff. I'm going to talk about Thea Gouverneur kits now. I took a look at their website today. They've renewed it. She says there's over 500 designs. That's quite a lot. Some of those are cushion covers, some are both cushion covers and just embroidered pieces. And you can search by fabric type. They have Ada, black Ada, linen, which will be the cheese linen that I showed in one of my earlier floss tubes. It's quite an open weave fabric, but still a lot tougher than it looks. They also have a couple of things in Joblin and something in a Linda, which I think is the tablecloth design for card players. So let's start with kits. Sorry. As I say, you think I'd be able to do this a bit better by now. Right. Start with. This is one of the latest releases. And it clearly has, if you're looking at the outside, clearly has Thea on the packet. And yeah, some interesting decoration. But if you're looking second hand, you'll most likely see packets like this or this. They may have the Thea in, but they usually have these little grey dots. I'm going to hold it right forward. It's actually, is that focusing? A TG logo. So if you look across a room or on a thumbnail picture on the website, you can spot these quite easily. The other thing the older kits always had was this squared off hook on the kit, on the packaging. Seriously, if you look at older ones, you can spot them immediately. When you turn it over, you've obviously got the name and the dimensions, that it's from the Netherlands or Holland, and most of them have the dimensions given in centimeters and inches. The really old ones don't. So let's open one and see what you get. This one, oh, one other thing. If it's Ada, on the back of the packet will be a sticker in red saying Ada. If it doesn't have that, it's not Ada. Again, if you're buying secondhand or you're seeing it in a thrift store or somewhere, anywhere, you cannot order them from their website. You have to find a local vendor. The website only gives the article number. Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise now, aren't I? It is an unboxing. I'm doing the flamingos. So, take a look. You have your cover picture. A piece of card. And I've got to be careful now because the pattern is behind the card. This is the linen. Can you see that at all? That gives a really good idea of how open it is and slub. And this one has a sticker on it in 4 languages telling you to stitch with, come on, focus please. Well, with 1 strand over 2. The floss comes ready hung on your chart, stuck with sellotape. These are generic floss cards. You can see the symbols. All their floss is DMC. Looks like I'm missing a couple there. I'll have to check that out. Or they weren't used, I don't know. My advice to you is, because these are just very closely and loosely put through these holes, knot them first. If you think you're going to take one strand out the middle, it won't. You'll take a whole bunch out by accident. And I've had that happen. All the neighbours came out and it was quite fun trying to guess which colour floss belonged with which symbol. As I say, these are generic floss cards, so the colour you have with this symbol on this kit will be different to the colour you have on another kit. There are 46 colours on each card, so this one looks like it's got 25 colours. And I'm going to open the chart. I'll show you the back. This is one page of the chart, and this top corner here has a little bit of information. Basically that is one chart. And that's the other half. So just for those flamingos you have 2 full pages. If perhaps I can just show a corner. There we are. If I do that and put my fingers there, manky nails I know, you can have an idea of how easy it is to see. These are quite large squares. And that's it. What you don't get is any kind of PDF pattern. Now I'm going to take a look at another one. This one is an Ada, and it's actually lost its sticker saying Ada. There's no sticker on the back. You can see Thea here, and if you look very, very closely, I'm not sure if it'll show, it still has the logos here. Let's see what we get in this one. Excuse the noise. I think I've opened that flamingo one before because the needle wasn't there, and there's always a needle. Again, you get your cover picture and your piece of card. I'm going to be careful not to show the pattern. Does it say? No. Ah. Again, this is Ada. I think it's about an 18 count. And again, there's a sticker warning you to stitch with one thread. And this is typical of Thea Gouverneur kits. They don't necessarily give good coverage. It's cross stitch. You're meant to see the crosses. You're meant to see fabric. I do know with the Hello Foxy Lady, or whatever it's called, that's on black Ada. And it is to be stitched with 3 strands. So that one will give full coverage over black fabric. And then we have, again, this is one piece of the chart. It's obviously on huge paper. And this is the other piece. And the chart comes to about here, and the rest is instructions in 4 languages. We have the flosses. There's the needle. Still stuck together. So we've got 46 there. And I guess another 15 there. And I think that's probably what's surprising to a lot of people when they open up their Thea Gouverneur kit. They are small squares to stitch, and there's a lot of floss, a lot of colour changes. Now this kit gave, rustling again, the dimensions of 35 by 14.5 centimetres. So I'm going to measure the fabric and let's see how much we have left over around the edges. So, oops, 35 takes me to there, which means we have nearly 13 centimetres. So about, yeah, 6.5 centimetres all the way around. 31. And it's a little bit wider, so I think you have about 7 centimetres. 7 centimetres at the top and bottom, and about 6 centimetres, 6.5 centimetres either side. Okay, that's enough for framing. And I think that's it. Do I have anything else? I did start a logbook or a card index file system to keep notes about all my embroidery and stuff a couple of years ago, and I forgot to fill it in, so I started a logbook and it's sitting there on the desk so I can't forget it, and I still forget to fill it in. That's why I end my floss tubes wondering, what did I forget to say? Oh, I know, one other thing. If you like Thea Gouverneur kits, don't necessarily want to stitch one yet, but you'd like to see some that are finished, there's a really good hashtag on Instagram, hashtag Thea_together. I'll leave it in the information box below this video. And that's all I have time for this time. Happy stitching to everybody. Stay well, keep each other safe, be kind. And I've seen a lot of things on internet and news and Instagram. There are problems to be solved. Don't let hate become your solution. Take care. Bye-bye.